This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to
two of us back together again.
the cavalry has arrived. And so is Benji. So,
yeah, hopefully he doesn't interfere with the camera.
I could take this off,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Hey, me and Matt here, and this is Killer Kyle. And welcome to another Wheels of Fury episode.
Yes.
As you may have noticed, if you've seen the last few episodes, me from my homestead, Kyle from this apartment of his,
Yeah.
and a pretty awesome Facebook video chat that we've done.
Yeah, we've done a few Facebook Messenger chat things. Now, the last time we did a chat, when Matt came back home, the first time we had a drink together, it was just, what was it, Bark Spicy Cherry?
Yeah, it was actually.
Drink soda, which is actually pretty good. So this time I thought we'd break out a little whiskey.
Hell yeah.
40 Creek, I know, is one of Matt's.
Well, hell, any whiskey is good whiskey for me. I've been drinking bourbon the last couple weeks, months actually, so. Yeah. But yeah, I figured that Friday is gonna be the AEW Revolution, so I thought, let's. Oops. Oh no. Yeah.
Make sure they're as even as possible, at least.
Yeah.
Set that down there for now.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Let's stir it over here. Oh, yeah.
There you go. So.
Alright, that's the spot.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be awesome. I mean, I'm really looking forward to these matches because there's going to be one match that I never thought would be in the American television.
Oh, I know.
Again. So, anyways.
When I first found out about it, it's like, okay, that's interesting, and I knew that would be right up your alley.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but we'll talk more in depth about that.
Yeah, there's one match that I'm not quite sure about. The women's AEW match.
Oh, for the championship?
Yeah.
They've been having a tournament the last few weeks on AEW's YouTube channel and a few matches on Dynamite as well. And they've got two brackets. They got an American bracket and a Japanese bracket. In the American bracket, you had Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, I think Layla Hirsch, Thunder Rosa, several others, and then some, well, kind of well-known Japanese competitors.
Yeah.
If you watch, I think it's Stardom, maybe? Or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a women's federation.
Yeah. Although it's interesting, there's a couple people on the American side that are like, okay, they are Japanese, but I guess they are American citizenship, you could say. One was Riho.
Yes.
And the other one was... I can't remember.
Right.
But it was interesting seeing Riho back, because she's, of course, the inaugural AEW Women's Champion. And so she wasn't on AEW for like a year. She was probably, I don't know, in Japan or whatever. And, you know, wrestling in Japan probably. And then was able to make her way back to America and compete in AEW in this Women's Championship tournament. Now, from what my understanding of it is, whoever wins the tournament faces Hikaru Shida for the championship at Revolution.
Nice.
See, that match is going to be hard to make predictions for,
Right.
not knowing who her opponent is going to be. So, maybe when we find out who her opponent is going to be, we can either, you know, talk about it Friday maybe, or...
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to do a Facebook chat.
Whenever...
Sometime, so...
Yeah. I think the finals of both brackets are being determined. I know on the American side, I think there was one match on Dynamite last week, was Britt Baker against Nyla Rose. And I'm not sure if that was the finals side of the tournament, but, you know. So, whoever is the one left on the American side will face whoever is the finalist of the Japanese brackets, if you will, and then they will have a match probably on Dynamite or on their YouTube channel, probably on Dynamite, and then whoever wins that will go on to face the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida.
Next we've got the Young Bucks, who will put the titles on the line against Y2J, Chris Jericho, not Y2J anymore, but...
Yeah.
And MJF. So...
The whole situation that happened with Sammy Guevara is quite interesting because, like, he's had a beef with MJF basically ever since MJF and Wardlow joined the Inner Circle, and then Sammy ended up leaving, quitting the Inner Circle, and then taking some time off of Dynamite. And then I saw something on YouTube, I think it was, or maybe Facebook, one or the other, and I read into it, and apparently Sammy was supposed to go to Impact and be the third member, if you will, of the reformed Decay. But that ultimately ended up going to Black Torres.
Yes.
And then there was some issue with Sammy didn't like, and Sammy talked to Jericho, and Jericho was like, you know, just take the time to, you know, take a break and whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jericho and MJF have been a tag team for the last few weeks at least. And so, it's like, okay, they meshed well together, you know, initially there was the whole tag team of Jericho and Guevara,
Right.
Sex Gods.
Yes.
And it seemed as if, like, Jericho partnering with MJF was, like, kind of coming between Jericho and Sammy, and that partnership kind of fizzled, if you will, and this whole other thing. Now, MJF and Jericho having been, they're actually fairly good as a tag team.
Yeah.
They're good together, but them having been a new team on the scene, if you will, I don't know. I don't see them becoming tag champions.
No.
Honestly.
And the fact of the matter is that I thought when MJF was going to join the Inner Circle, it was going to be basically a heel turn on Jericho. But obviously that didn't happen, so... But yeah, Kyle's right. I don't see it either. And I think that the Young Bucks still have plenty of opportunity to go after any other tag team. But yeah, I picked the Young Bucks as well.
It seems as if, though, that, everybody, MJF slowly seemed to gain everybody's respect and kind of trust in the Inner Circle, except for Sammy. Now, with Sammy kind of out of the picture, so to speak, for a little bit, it'll be interesting to see if kind of Matt and mine kind of prediction comes to fruition, and that, MJF takes control of the Inner Circle, they kick Jericho out, and then have Jericho turn face, and then maybe somehow reintegrate Sammy Guevara into the picture, have Le Sex Gods against, I don't know, Santana and Ortiz, or... Yeah, so maybe at some point, it still could happen that MJF takes over the Inner Circle and Jericho goes face and what have you. It may not happen, but you never know. You never know.
So now we've got Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin
and the Icon,
Sting.
Sting going to AEW was like, okay, that's cool. When we were doing a live conversation there a few weeks ago, I had talked about, holy shit moments, but it is holy shit moments, but it's also AEW has been doing the right moves to have it be must-see TV, if you will. Bringing in Sting. The latest news is Paul White, the Big Show, has signed with AEW.
Check out my video for that.
Who knows? I heard that AEW has interest in Trinidad, Zelina Vega.
Okay.
So she may go to AEW, who knows. And I think there's some others that may end up going to AEW as well. Anyways. So, Sting has been kind of the thorn in Team Taz's side. And then, you throw in Darby Allin and the match with Darby Allin and Cage for the TNT Championship and that whole thing, and then, a few weeks ago, them beating up Darby Allin, putting him in a body bag and dragging it, and then, the whole thing with Sting kind of getting redemption on Hook, Taz's son, and dragging him out on stage in a body bag, and then the Darby Allin pulling Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that whole thing. Then, of course, there's the whole thing, too, with Sting taking the power bomb from Brian Cage.
Yeah.
And I watched a wrestling rant from Jimmy Corderas. Go check him out on Facebook when you get a chance. I think if you just go in the search bar and type in wrestling rants, you'll probably come up. And he was like, Sting's trying to, be one of the boys and, prove he's still got it at like 61 years old and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessary for Sting to take the powerbomb.
No. And I just don't understand because I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you not see the match with Seth Rollins and Sting?
True.
And the whole bullshit about Sting having neck surgery and who knows if he's ever going to wrestle again. And then he comes out and he has the Hall of Fame speech, WWE, and he says, I'm retiring, but one thing is for sure, nothing's for sure. Now all of a sudden, now he's on AEW, he's going to have a match, he's going to have a tag team match, a street fight, and then he takes a powerbomb. So, I just don't get it. Here's a guy who's 62 years old, he's in his prime. He's old.
He's past his prime.
He's past his prime. He's old. I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. And this guy deserves to leave the business. Do something else. And as I said in my video, be a mentor. We have to have a tag team match. We have to still wrestle. We have to have a bigger injury than we already do. I don't care if you're fit to wrestle. You're messing with your health.
See, here's the thing. Okay, when Sting got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, he announced his retirement under the WWE umbrella, and he said, one thing's for sure, nothing's for sure. And it's like, okay, Sting may be, he still may have a part with WWE. He may make an appearance every now and again. Maybe he may end up producer or talent scout or something behind the scenes. Maybe even help train at the Performance Center. Now, that was, call it 5 years ago. Now, when we all saw Daniel Bryan announce his retirement in 2016, was it? 17? Whatever it was, I can't remember exactly. He announced his retirement, he left, they had him as the general manager of SmackDown, and Shane was the commissioner, and that whole thing. And then, a few years later, Daniel Bryan came back, WrestleMania 30, I think it was.
Yeah.
Teaming with Shane, and, he's had quite a run since.
31, actually.
Or 31, yeah. So in that time off that Daniel Bryan had, he must have, things must have healed themselves, corrected themselves to where he could compete again. What's to say in the 4.5 to 5 years Sting was away, the same thing didn't happen with him and, the spinal stenosis.
Exactly.
What's to say in that little bit of time that Sting was away 4.5 to 5 years, the same thing didn't happen to him. He got, things healed up from his spinal stenosis, and he's like, hey, I can go again, why not? And I'm sure, too, he wouldn't have taken that powerbomb if he knew that he wasn't able to take it.
No, true, I guess.
And not only that, but Jimmy Cordero's like, oh, Sting shouldn't have taken that powerbomb, have, him take a beat down either solely from Brian Cage or, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks or, 4-man beatdown, whatever the case may be. As far as I'm concerned, it don't matter if it's, Brian Cage beating up Sting, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks beating up Sting, or, whole team ties beating up Sting, or even Sting taking a power bomb from Brian Cage. You're continuing the story. You're building up more and more to the street fight at Revolution.
Exactly. It's going to be one hell of a fight, too.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
So, in that, I would think, you know what? I think it would be Team Taz. As much as I think...
Potentially.
Yeah. Darby Allin and Sting have chemistry. I can definitely see Team Taz go over. I mean, you have Huck, Line and Sink, and Brian Cage and Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like a stable versus a tag team that was just thrown together because they're alike, I guess.
Yeah, they are alike, and I think, you know, Darby Allin has, I'm sure, the utmost respect for Sting.
Yeah.
Probably grew up watching him in the days of WCW and, you know, NWA, whatever, so there's that aspect.
Yeah.
And to have Team Taz say, oh yeah, we gotta win over the Icon, and, you know, Darby Allin, it will, I think, help push them as a heel faction, if you will.
Right.
I don't really know how well it would help Sting and Darby Allin. Now, it may have Sting maybe have a few more matches in AEW, maybe not. He may have a few matches here and there, who knows, but I think I'm going to go with Matt on this one, honestly, and say Team Taz.
Awesome.
Like, it could benefit Sting and Darby Allin, but it very well could benefit Starks and Cage more, I think.
Right on.
And of course, you know, the whole thing with Brian Cage being the FTW champion and, you know, only defending it, once? You know, what the fuck?
Well, I think that Taz, I'm not even sure how much he defended that in ECW, but again, it's an novelty belt, so fuck it. So now we have a triple threat ladder match for the TNT title. TNT Dynamite. Yes, exactly.
TNT, will learn how to fight, or whatever the words are. Anyway.
That's exactly it, dude.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Seattle Miedo.
Man, Seattle Miedo.
Oh,
And Alexander M.
yes.
And I think, isn't Phoenix involved in the match too?
He might be. I'm not.
I think it's a
sure.
four-way. What are they calling it?
It's a ladder match.
Yeah, it's a ladder match. It's like the face of the company, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
I think it should be a good match. You got, I believe it's Cody, Lance Archer, and then the Lucha Brothers involved.
Nice.
Now, Cody, I mean, if he gets the TNT title again, you know, whatever. But it would favor, I believe, Archer for sure, or Phoenix or Penta more. Only because Cody's been TNT champion twice. I don't really think he needs it again. It's not really going to benefit him much from it. It'll benefit more to have one of the hot commodities,
Right.
if you will, become champion, or no, become number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Who would benefit from it the most? You know, the Lucha Bros have been red hot since joining AEW. Archer, he's been on a tear himself.
Yeah.
The match with friggin' Lance Archer and Phoenix was absolutely incredible. I honestly don't know who to pick in this one, huh?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, Cody Rhodes definitely has proven himself over the years, but for me, you know what? Because I'm a big fan, I'm going to say Lance Archer. Although I think he needs to skip that and become the AEW champion, but you know what? There it is. For me, it's going to be Lance.
Okay. You know, Archer would benefit from it, so would Penta, so would Phoenix.
Yeah.
So it really could go either way, as far as I'm concerned, with those three.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Cody. he's been TNT champion twice. Let him, quote unquote, pass the torch to one of the other
Matt Hardy versus Cowboy shit Adam Page.
Okay, here's the 4-1-1 on that. Hardy against Page. I'm sure it'll be a great match. Them two, I'm sure, will put on a hell of a show. Is it... Okay, they're calling it a big money match. Okay, if Page loses, he has to give Matt Hardy all of his earnings from the first quarter of 2021. Which is like January till like April. And if Page wins, it's vice versa. So whoever wins gets the earnings of the other one from the first quarter of the year. But like, why?
Yeah.
It's not like, will it be a great match? Sure, but like,
it doesn't make any sense.
No.
No.
It's pointless.
And when the fuck did Matt Hardy turn heel?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it worked in WWE when he was version 1.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense in AEW for some reason. It just, I don't know. It can't just become Broken Matt and every other persona that he was in and then just go to heel like that. And it doesn't make no sense.
Like, I mean, okay, you want to refer to him again as Big Money Matt. I'm cool with that. I don't care. Page against Hardy, I'm sure will be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
But what the hell's the point of whoever wins gets first quarter profit from the other guy? Like, if you're gonna have a stipulation, have a fucking stipulation that's worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
That being said, lately, with the way things are going with Adam Page, I could see Page winning this one.
Yeah, I think Adam Page will win. I mean, I think, and it's sad to say it, but they've run out of things for Matt Hardy to do. Unfortunately.
Like, I mean, it's cool that they got him managing and kind of mentoring Private Party. Nothing wrong with that, but, and having him compete in matches, that's, okay, whatever, he can still go.
Yeah.
But,
okay, the Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah, every pay-per-view pretty much they have a Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And winner basically gets a shot at, I think, the AEW Championship.
Awesome.
Now, not really knowing who's going to be involved, I'm sure it'll be a lot of people, but like, we've done quite a few AEW pay-per-view production videos.
Yeah.
And not really knowing who to call the winner on for as far as the Casino Battle Royal is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. That's a tough call.
Yeah.
But it should be fun. And again, I haven't really seen one since we don't really get the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So it should still be fun, obviously. Miro and Kip Sabian versus Chucky T, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Juice. Orange Cassidy.
Orange Juice. I can see where he got the confusion there. They call him
Foul!
Orange Cassidy, Orange Juice, yeah.
Hashtag Orange Juice.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure this will be a good match, considering the fact that what happened as far as the wedding is concerned.
Yeah.
I thought for sure watching it, this would be the first wrestling wedding that would go off without a hitch. Well, I was wrong. You have friggin' everything go all chickadee-boo until basically Miro's talking, and then he gets his leg handcuffed by Chuck Charles, and then, you know, poor freaking Penelope goes face first in the cake. Here comes Orange Cassidy out of the cake. It's like, okay then. And, you know, that whole thing went down, and now we've got this tag match.
At least the hell it's better than him and Lana when Liv Morgan come out.
Oh, fuck.
That was a fucking disaster.
Oh, I know.
But
that was Nightmare on Sesame Street, anyways.
and you watch the Chris Van Vliet videos, and you hear a lot of these guys like Eric Young going back to Impact,
Yeah.
Miro going to AEW, and they're like, you know, Vince just doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm just not getting what I need to be. And that's exactly right. Unfortunately, Rusev wasn't where he needed to be, so let's go to a company where he's appreciated.
And, you know, at the start, he was red hot, you know. Him and Lana, NXT, he was on a tear. He ends up on the main roster, you know, repping through everybody.
Don't forget Sylvester Lefevre.
Yeah, you know, United States champion. You know, things are looking up. Things are going his way, and then at some point along the lines, things just went drastically wrong, downhill, in the toilet. And I watched I think it was the Chris Van Vliet interview he did. Or maybe, no, it was unrestricted, because he had talked about that storyline with him and Lana and Bobby and Liv Morgan. And initially, the storyline was supposed to be him having erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And then they went the sex addict route, and it was just shit from there.
Yep. Fuck you, Vince.
Exactly.
But anyways.
Go on to the match at hand. I'd honestly like to see Chuck and Cassidy get the win on this one.
Because, I mean, here's the thing. They need a win. And I know
Yeah.
that they've had wins, and I know that for sure. On the other hand, I don't even think that Miro had a win in a pay-per-view.
I don't think so.
So, you know what? I'm going to pick Miro and Sabian.
Okay.
I mean, there's other pay-per-views that are going to happen, so
Yeah.
I think, you know, let's have Miro and Sabian get on this one. Because it was Chucky T and Orange Cassidy that got the wedding whirlwind.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, okay.
And we have our last match. We've got a death match, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega.
For the AEW Championship. And it's like, last little while, Moxie's been like, I want another shot at Omega. Omega screwed me out of the championship. I want another shot at him. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get another shot at him. And then Kenny being associated again with Anderson and Gallows and the whole... It appears that there is a three-way partnership with New Japan, AEW, and Impact. I mean, it was a little bit ago we saw Kenta attack Moxley, and then Omega and Kenta faced Moxley and, was it Archer? In a tag match. And on Impact, they have Juice Robinson and David Finlay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be fucking sick.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing, too. You're having another chance at the death match. A match that the US and probably Canada would not have in a million years. And the fact of the matter is that Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley had one of the best fucking matches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, the fact is, let's see where this goes. We all know who Jon Moxley is. We all know what he's about. He's at CZW. He's had some good hardcore matches and everything else. So I want to see where this goes. And the fact is, Kenny Omega, that guy that's New Japan, this Canadian-American guy, going to Japan, winning a lot of these matches, doing death matches. And yes, they were in there and did the match before. But this match is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the fact that Kenny Omega is also an Impact as well, with his boys and Don Callis.
Yeah.
Well, a part of his boys. So, there's that. I don't see him ever getting the Impact Championship.
No.
But you never fucking know.
True.
He's already AAA champion. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I think he still has the AAA Mega Championship. Plus, on top of that, the AEW Championship. Yeah. It was like, the whole thing, like, Moxley determined to challenge Omega for the AEW Championship again. And then, a couple weeks ago, Omega, Gallows and Anderson beat down Moxley after Moxley had a match with somebody.
Yeah.
And Omega comes out and he's like, alright, you want a rematch for the AEW Championship? Fine, I'll give it to you. It's going to be an exploding barbed wire death match. And it's like, as soon as I heard that, I knew this guy would geek out over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I haven't seen too many. But I have seen a few. And that would be fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, I know that it's brutal and everything, but that's what professional wrestling is a part of.
Yeah.
The brutality. Let's see more of these matches in America, or Canada, or fuck wherever.
Yeah. But, they've had, no real barbed wire matches, and barbed wire involved somehow in wrestling for many years, but you throw in explosives, that raises the danger level to a whole new level. And there has been several in these matches in Japan. I think if you go on, let's say, YouTube and type in the search bar exploding death match, you'll find a whole bunch of them, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know what? In the first match you should check out Cactus Jack versus Terry Funk.
Oh, yeah.
But I think John Mox is going to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that Kenny Omega can actually do the Impact World Championship. If he goes over and beats Rich Swann,
yeah,
maybe. Who knows? He already had a match with him.
Yeah.
But I like John Moxley, and I think he can do more as the champion. Hell, have that match with Lance Archer.
Yeah, that would be good. With Moxley having been, in CZW for however long he was there, and they do all sorts of wild and crazy and chaotic matches, extreme matches, so to speak, if you will. This barbed wire exploding death match is right up Moxley's alley.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that match that they had, who knows how many months ago, with the friggin' barbed wire friggin' trampoline, or whatever the heck you want to call it, and the friggin' feed trigger through the full gear light setup, and the whatever else, all those other stuff they did. I'm sure this match they will go to levels probably to equal or outdo that match.
Yeah.
It's like I said, AEW has done the necessary steps to be must-see television. Yeah. Must-see pay-per-view, whatever. And I'm sure, you bet your ass, everybody's going to want to watch Revolution for the card itself, but definitely for that match.
And you know what? I think Paul White is going to appear tomorrow, I think. I'm not
Probably.
sure.
I think they're doing an interview with him, or he's going to be on a commentary maybe tomorrow.
I could definitely see him and Lance Archer.
Oh, him and Lance Archer.
Fuck.
Maybe if they keep Shaq around, finally do the match that people thought was going to happen in WWE, but they missed the ball on that one. Shaq against Big Show or Paul White.
Yeah.
And I mean, with people in AEW that Big Show is already familiar with, you know, Cody, Jericho,
Moxley.
You know, he can have matches with them as well. Plus, sky's the limit on, you know, people he can have a match with and cross it with.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, so anyways, this is... Oh, so I picked Moxley. What was your pick?
I'm taking Moxley as well.
Sweet. So this is the band actually back together.
Yeah.
In the same fucking building. I don't know. Again, I've said this before, and I anticipate we will be making WrestleMania.
Hell yeah, we'll definitely make WrestleMania for sure. Fastlane is just up the road in a couple weeks, the 21st.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we head into WrestleMania.
So, yeah, we will be there this year. And, yeah, who knows what's going to happen in the future. But
yeah.
It was a well-deserved time off.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, yeah, that's it for us. I'm Killer.
No, you're not. I'm Killer Kyle. This is me and Matt. And before we actually close out this video, Matt, before he went home to his parents for, well, it was for Christmas and then there's a whole lockdown thing again. He gave me a bowl, that's called, it looks like Santa, and the can of Bud Light. I put a picture of it on Facebook and some chocolates and that. And then my mom got me some stuff that I wasn't able to give you, so...
Oh, thank you.
There you are, brother.
Sir. Oh, wow.
I can actually hold on to there.
Yeah, thank you. I honestly don't know what to say. And that is me around Christmas.
Grumpy as hell.
Yeah. Let's see.
Got bag of M&M's. Now my mom had these and a bag of the peanut M&M's.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, oh yeah, I got these from Matt. Like, Matt's allergic to nuts. Like, so she gave them to me, and those ones are for you. And then to top it all off,
buddy.
Bottle of Jameson.
Thank you so much. Wow.
So we've got drink of 40 Creek for a little bit of the video, and then that.
I'm fucking speechless, bud. Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll break into that at some point. Whoop.
Yeah. So wow, I don't know how to end this. Yeah. Well, me and Matt and Killer Kyle. We'll talk to you next week or whenever.
Yeah, next week or this week, maybe, who knows.
Yeah. Bye.